Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Arguably Speaking. I'm Kiera,
I'm Sarah.
and we're so happy you're here for another episode.
Episode number 27.
It's a big number.
Pretty huge.
We're really excited that we've recorded so many podcast episodes. It's kind of wild to look back at our little Spotify. I don't know, it's not called a playlist, but like the list of episodes we've done.
Yeah.
And you really have to scroll, like multiple scrolls to get to the
Amazing.
bottom of it.
I might actually have to start listening to our episodes
I know.
to remember what happened in them.
Well, it's wild because when we edit them, we listen to them beforehand, and then it feels redundant to like listen to them again.
After they're posted.
Yeah. But I do sometimes listen to them now that Spotify has the 2 times feature speed.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta listen to it on 2 times speed. I'm like, this is good. But then you go back to 1 time speed and you're like, why are they talking so slow?
Is my brain just really, is my mouth that slow? But you're just used to it?
Yeah,
Silly.
yeah.
Silly. Well, anyways, we got some catch up to do. I
We
know
got
that
some
things have
catch-up.
happened in my life. What's up with you?
Well, since the last time we have talked, I had a really fun thing happen to me this weekend. So, Sarah and I were planning to go to the daffodil and tulip fields, which are fairly big things here, north of Seattle. They are just gorgeous in the spring because I think now I'm realizing that Washington and like the coast states really do have 4 seasons.
Mm.
Whereas like Colorado almost feels like it has two really strong seasons,
Yeah.
summer and winter, and then like, you know, fall and spring are like less strong, but it feels very equal. Like spring is definitely a time. It feels like a designated time right now in Seattle.
Yeah.
And tulips are a part of that time. And we were so excited. We got all dressed up. We had kind of very cute matching outfits, skirts and white, and we were just ready for springtime. And as we were marching out my door, what I found is that someone had smashed my back windshield.
Boo.
Woo! And like it was very clear that they didn't steal anything. Like the hole itself was not big enough to like fit an arm through or anything like that. And I checked and nothing was taken from my car. It was just someone who wanted to cause some destruction, which
Yeah.
was very unfortunate. So my Saturday was spent going around to all of these and calling around to all of these dealerships and windshield replacement places and being like, hello, what's your cost of repairing things? And one of the first places I called had this like, he sounded like a stereotypical frat boy. I'm sorry, but like I will do my best impression now. He was like, hey, like, this is like the best. You have to get here by 11:30. Like, I can help you. Like, we have the best deal. Don't worry. Like, every other auto place is gonna give you the same. They're buying the same glass, I promise. But we're gonna do it for you cheaper. And like, but you gotta get here by 11:30. And like, every time you call someone else, it's gonna be another 10-minute call just like this. But they're gonna give you a worse price, and like you're gonna have to do this, and this. But like, I got 6 people on the line waiting for me to get them off hold and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, just like put me down for 11:30 and I'll call you back if anything changes, because I wanted to ask around to see if there were any better deals for like insurance
Yeah.
or for I don't know. And he felt like he was pressuring me a lot, and Sarah
Yeah.
was there.
I
can
was there.
attest.
It was super silly because it was like for the first part of the call and then like the very end it was like he was trying to get you off the phone quickly. But then in the middle and like just continuing on throughout the call, he wouldn't shut up. So you were stuck on there for even longer because he was just like, you have to get here at 11:30. Like, I don't know how far away you are, but if you can't make it in by 11:30, we might not be able to get this done today. And it was just like, okay, let me hang up on you and start driving then. Like,
Yeah. And he's like, you see why I need like kind of an answer now, and why I'm trying to keep the wheels moving on this, right? And we were just like, oh my god, it was just it was a mess.
was super
But
silly.
did call around a couple other places, and like they actually did have the best prices.
It's true. They
So
did.
we ended up going there, and we dropped the car off, and it's fine. And then Sarah and my day was kind of altered. We no longer had a form of transportation to get to the tulip fields, which are about an hour away from where we live. So we decided to go around on the buses and walk around. We went to many grocery stores, a coffee shop. I know. Our adventure became slightly less fun.
Yeah.
We went out to lunch, got pho, and then the cherry on top of everything was that like somehow I lost my student ID in the process of this. And your student ID is your pass for all of the public transit, and you can just tap it on things and then go out and around to all of these areas. And I was so bummed. Like that really I felt like I was a trooper the whole day. I was really like having a fairly good outlook on things, and then I lost my ID and I was like, why? This sucks so much. And it's just so unfortunate. But then the day ended and it was fine. And that was that. I did see Dune Part 2 later that night.
Very fun.
Pretty solid movie. It was exactly what you think it's going to be, this like very high production FX heavy movie that has like somewhat of a plot, and it was really long and it was pretty good. I would see it again maybe.
Okay. Okay.
I yeah. I'm
Cool.
glad I saw it in theaters.
Do you
It
think
felt
I
like,
should see it?
have you seen the first part?
No.
Mm. Just wait
Well,
till it comes out on HBO.
I watched part of the first part of a movie.
Okay.
Yeah. On a date.
Well, just I don't think you need, I think it's fine.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I did not really. I was like, I don't know if sci-fi. I like. What am I trying to say? Like futuristic world where there's still like a little bit of grounding in like I can relate to this. It's just technology has advanced, but when we get into like aliens and stuff, I'm less into it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It was definitely fun. I thought it was fun to explore the world, and I think there's going to be a part 3. It definitely felt like it was a 3-hour movie. It definitely felt that there were a bunch of times where it could have maybe ended, and then it didn't.
hmm,
And yeah, I still really enjoyed it. Like, I'm happy I went and saw it
nice.
in theaters, and it felt fun to be on the big screen. But it was just a day. It was a
Yeah.
day, and everything was hard. But then after that, my friends and I went to this place called Beth's Cafe, and they're open till 3 a.m.
Whoa.
They have all these coloring sheets and stuff, or like
What?
pieces of paper, and they have crayons, and you can draw. And it was so fun, and we just got food and hung out for a while. It
Aw.
reminded me of Alley Cat in Fort Collins,
Okay.
which is a 24-hour cafe. But this one was one, not 24 hours, and two, not quite as vibey. It was definitely a different, like, it reminded me of a Waffle House.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the image now. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's so
But
funny.
bigger than a Waffle House
Cool.
and more art. There was art, like everybody's art was all on the walls that they had drawn. It was clear, which was cool.
That's super fun.
Yeah, so that was
Huh.
the rest of my Saturday. What was the rest of your Saturday?
Nice. Yeah. Like you said, Saturday morning, all of the things that happened with you. I still had a good time. I still
I did
felt like
too.
I was cute and did activities, so that was good. Yeah, and then my Saturday evening was spent at a comedy show.
Yeah.
I was super excited. Me and other roommate Bella, previous guest, went and saw Tom Segura, who is a very funny man, very funny guy. He has like, I don't know, 3 specials on Netflix or something. He's been in the game for a while. And yeah, it was at the Climate Pledge Arena, which is a big sports venue, I guess, sports and entertainment venue that's right next to the Space Needle. So it's convenient to get to, and yet also kind of a pain because there's public transit there, but everybody and their brother was going, and so like the light rail was crowded, and then you can take, I don't know, it's the most convenient thing to do is to take the monorail, which has like you get on it and then you get off it. It's like one stop shop situation, and that was also absolutely packed getting there.
And
And
coming back probably.
well, and coming back probably. We opted to walk a little bit and bus back, which I think was the smartest decision. It was also my decision because Bella was tired, and I feel bad. Sorry, Bella. But anyways, they simply just were not prepared for how many people wanted to see this man talk, and we were standing in line because I don't know if they just had bad like signage or not enough workers to tell people to go to the different entrances around the building, or if there really only were like 3 entrances to this building. But we were standing outside waiting to get in for like 45 minutes. We got there
Dang,
at
that's a long
7:45.
time.
The show was like starting, quote unquote, at 8, and then we were standing and did not like enter the building until 8:30. Thankfully, there were 2 openers, but even then we like caught the end of the first opener set. So, I think they just started a lot later because people's butts just simply weren't in the seats yet.
Yeah, I mean,
You
that
know?
makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, it was wild. But anyway, had a great time. There, one of the openers was a character actor who was on shows like Parks and Rec.
Cool.
I don't
Cool.
know, Joe, something Joe, Dumpster Joe, something like that. I don't know. It was
Oh,
kind of
poor
funny.
Dumpster Joe.
Dumpster Joe, I think is one of his character names. But yeah,
Okay.
he was kind of funny. He had a couple of good ones. I don't think the first opener was really, getting the giggles as much. But also, we only just caught the end of his set. But yeah, Tom Segura, funny guy. What can I say? I think that there were a couple of parts and points where the crowd was like, "Come on, man, don't make jokes about that." And it's funny because I listen to quite a bit of comedy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's funny because you always hear the comedians being like, "Oh, hey, now, no, don't get mad at me. This is a fictional mother, it's not your mom," or something like that. And it's always just interesting because it's like, I always thought that was a little performative, but you can feel it in the room.
When you don't do it.
Yeah, when the crowd isn't laughing and stuff, like not engaging as much, like you can feel it and they can feel it, and it's like super interesting. So that was kind of fun, little first experience vibes. I think that maybe my next comedy show I want to be in a slightly smaller space because it was huge.
Yeah, it looked really large. They have tons of comedy nights that are not obviously like big names, but
Yeah.
comedy nights around Seattle. So
Yeah, I think that'd
we
be
should
super
go.
fun. We should definitely go. I think it'd be fun. And I also think, like, I don't know, I don't think that I need people to be extremely funny if I am closer to them. You know?
You're like,
feel
I can relate to you more.
Well, and I'd be like, I should be laughing more because I, like, want you to do well and I'm one of, like,
50,
200 or
yeah,
something,
200.
like, I'm more motivated to be, like, performatively laughing.
Yeah. Whereas like you kind of get into the bystander effect of like, oh,
Yeah,
I
like
don't
we're
need
all
to
just
laugh.
here.
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm,
interesting,
mm-hmm.
but very fun night. And then yeah, I don't think anything else happened. So
I mean that's a pretty full Saturday.
yeah,
I think
for sure.
honestly Sunday though was not so exciting for me. I just kind of came home and I was like gotta do work, and then I didn't do work for a while and I took a nap because I got really tired all of a sudden. So I took a nap and then I woke up and then I made dinner and then I did work. So it was kind of a really lazy Sunday for me. I also worked on my craft of the week, and it's a multi-part thing. So I'll just leave it at that. If you want to check out what it is, you can go to Kiera is Creating on Instagram and find out what my crafts have been. I feel like I've been forgetting to mention them week by week, but they've been fun. They've been keeping them up. Some weeks have been more intensive crafts than others, and I'm at a point where I'm getting busy. Life's getting busy. Weeks
Life's
are
getting
going
busy.
fast. And I was just realizing today that I have to present my final thesis project at the end of this month.
Yeah.
which is just so soon.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is very soon.
Yeah.
It's exciting, but it's soon. It's scary soon.
It's
Yeah.
scary, but it'll be okay. I'm just a bit stressed.
Yeah.
And I just wanna curl up and sleep and be done with school. But that's okay. We're so close.
Soon enough.
Soon enough.
Soon
Soon
enough.
enough, it'll
It'll
be
be
my
great.
time.
Yep.
Two
You can
months,
be
basically.
resting and I can be like, school things, and it'll be super fun.
Yeah, it'll be summer though.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. My Sunday, I played 2 frisbee games because my team had a bye last week, which for the non-sports ballers just means that, like, due to scheduling, we didn't have a game against another team. Like, there were no teams that weren't playing other people for us to play. And so we had 2 games this weekend, and one of them was our crossover game with the more skilled pool.
With the
And
more skilled
yeah,
pool.
yeah, we're in B pool, and then there's like an A pool, which technically is supposed to have like more skilled teams. But the thing is that the people who organize these pools just let your team choose wherever you want to be. So you can be like really, really good and just say that you want to play in a C pool, and they don't really have any checks or balances for that.
Mm.
And so our A pool crossover, we were like pretty close, you know?
Dang.
We were neck and neck for almost all of it, and then we gave up 3 points in a row, and ended up losing at the end, which was like, dang. But also we were like pleased with our actual playing.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. And then the B pool team that we played second just absolutely smashed us. Like, we were very afraid of being goose egged, which is like, you just don't score any points. But we scored 3. And we could have scored a lot more. Like, the world was conspiring against us. There were a couple gusts of wind at opportune moments where we
Aggressive
were like,
gusts.
excuse me, what? And then also I just did like really bad and simply did not catch a disc that I should have caught. And so, maybe it could have been 4, but who's to say, really? I give myself excuses because most people that I'm playing against and that I'm playing with are like 30s ish, young 30s, older 30s, in between there. And I'm like, you know what? I have so much time to get better. Like, I am literally years behind you in life.
You're at the beginning of your career.
It's so true. Frisbee is like an older people sport sometimes in certain spaces. And in the space that I'm in right now, that is the case. So I'm gonna hold on to that with an iron fist.
Nice,
But
nice,
yeah,
nice.
so that was my Sunday, and then I came home and watched the Bachelor finale with you,
Oh
which was
yes, that was
good.
important. That was
Finally
an important
updated.
part of the Sunday. Well, now we can spoil it. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, you can just like close your little ears and then we will get back to what our actual podcast topic is. But we have a happy ending for The Bachelor, which we were all not expecting because the previews made it seem so sad.
Yeah, the entire time they were teasing just videos of him crying at the end, being like, his greatest fear was that he would choose someone who didn't choose him, and then a picture of him crying.
Yeah, exactly. And it all worked out. He is engaged to Kelsey, and that's really great.
Super great.
And Daisy's a real strong woman
She is.
who was just doing what she could and being sad but being strong at the same time.
Yeah.
And we have a new bachelorette, Jen, who is our first Asian bachelorette, which is very cool. And that is like the big updates. I think there was a big shock. A lot of people wanted to be either Daisy or Maria
Mm-hmm.
because Maria's like was a big name. She definitely
Spicy.
was like the drama, spicy, interesting character, I think, of the season. But yeah, I think there were probably a bunch of people who were like, I'm not ready. I mean, I just got off like dating someone. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like to turn around and be the bachelor or bachelorette would be hard. But
It also just sounds like a lot of time away from your family, and like
yeah,
friends. It's a lot of time in that world.
it's only 10 weeks long. The
Wow.
whole process is 10 weeks.
Huh.
Isn't that wild? I
It
think.
feels so much longer.
Well, I was thinking about it up until hometowns. You basically have one date one one-on-one date.
Right.
And then you have all of these group dates that are kind of weird where you're like kind of seeing each other, but it's group time and maybe you get like 10 minutes of conversation time that's just one-on-one per group date.
Hmm.
And then you have hometowns, fantasy suites, meet the parents, and then like the last chance date. So altogether, you have 5 one-on-one dates
Wow.
before you get engaged. Yeah, like I was
Wow.
doing the math on it. It's just kind of wild.
That's so wild. I've had way more dates than that with one person. And
And just like never talk to them again.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild.
So Bachelor is and
Okay.
Bachelorette are really fast, and then Bachelor in Paradise, 3 weeks long.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. That's what I've been told.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder they're drunk the entire time.
I know.
They can handle it.
Yeah, for 3 weeks it's just a party.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I swear I looked this up one time. I could be a little bit wrong. But all in all, we're very excited for the Bachelorette, which will be premiering in like July, which is kind of far away. And then whenever Bachelor in Paradise premieres, which will probably be fall, which doesn't make any sense because it's a summer show. But we're excited for it. And we're here for the Bachelor franchise. At least I am, and Sarah is jumping on board. She's jumping on this bandwagon.
It's fun. I like talking with you about it, you know? It's like you pick up your friends' hobbies because you want to be able to be like, "Yeah, I also." Haha.
I also know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so it's cute.
And reality TV is just fun because it's all of the drama, but like nothing is really impacting you, which is awesome.
For sure. For sure, for sure. Well, and you need some of that drama to talk about cuz like, I don't know, we're not in high school anymore.
Not in high school anymore.
Like, nothing super exciting is happening with us.
Definitely. But speaking about not super exciting things,
Let's get into the rest of this podcast.
that's what I was gonna segue into, but like, just kidding. The rest of this podcast is gonna be super fun
Yeah.
because we're talking about murder mystery, how to get away with murder, and also common laws that you can just break or like very specific laws.
Cool.
That's what it went into like criminal adjacencies. That's what my kind of segments went into.
Yeah, mine's still pretty mystery based, but I think with a different kind of error.
In air. It's just like
Yeah.
you say it like AIR, but it's pronounced or it's like
Is this a real word?
yeah,
It's okay. Okay.
like an
I
air
say
of confusion or something.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Anyways,
It is. I'm
this is
telling you, it's a
inspired.
real
Okay.
review.
This is inspired by Kira's car smashing window, obviously. We did not just come up with this half an hour before recording this
Yeah,
podcast.
criminals.
Criminals, A, and B, what a mystery, because there was no rock.
Yeah, there was no rock. I wonder if it was like a crowbar.
Right.
That's what it felt like. Whole thing just like very smashed. And it's like, how did this happen? We have no witnesses. We have no cameras. How would you be able to
Minimal
find out?
clues, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And my answer is that I simply can't, but it did at least inspire the podcast episode. So here we are.
perfect. So since you have two kind of segment things, and I have one medium long segment thing, I'm gonna let you do one of yours first.
Perfect. Mine are shorter. So mine starts out with some riddles, and these are pretty common riddles. So if you've heard them before, let me know. But I will start out with the iced tea murder mystery.
Okay.
Okay. So the prompt is basically they're all prompts, and then you have to try to figure them out.
Okay.
And they're not fast. There's like 10 of them. I don't think we'll do all 10 of them.
Do you know the solutions?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Perfect. I got this. I'm a sleuth on my own.
Well, I know some of them. I don't
Okay.
know all of them.
Oh, okay.
And they're like a flip thing.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
we can try to sleuth some together.
Perfect.
I'll,
Perfect,
I'll the
perfect.
first one though I do know.
Okay.
And you might also, because I think you've probably heard this one before.
I went to summer camp.
But two girls ate dinner together. They both ordered iced tea. One girl drank them very fast and had finished 5 in the time it took the other girl to drink just one. The girl who drank one died while the other survived. All of the drinks were poisoned. How did the girl who drank the most survive?
All of the drinks were poisoned.
Yes. So basically, these girls are being served these poisonous drinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is just downing them, drinking them really fast. She has 5 in the time that it takes one girl to have one drink.
Yeah.
But they all have poison, like enough poison to kill you. A single drink probably would.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She drinks 5 and then throws up. Is that right?
That's not the answer, but
Okay.
totally plausible.
Right? Well, have you ever chugged a bunch of water really fast?
Yeah, it's not good for you.
You totally, like, I've done it when I was dehydrated. Totally yacked right away.
Yeah.
So-
Remember that one time that we were in Bath together and I had to
Yes.
drink that whole pitcher and then I was really sad and we ran afterward and I
do.
felt extremely
I do.
ill and I was really mad.
I do.
Yeah.
I do
Anyways,
remember that.
so
That'll always be a hallmark of our relationship.
it was
One really, really dark time.
I was like, you have to sit with me while I feel better. Because I'm going to feel bad for a little bit now, and you can't leave me to be fun.
No, it's
You
true.
have to be miserable
It's
with
so
me.
True. It's true. And we were miserable together, and it was good.
And then it got a lot better.
And then it
And
got
then I
better.
felt good.
And then we ate. Did we? You went
Yes.
to a chip shop?
Yeah.
Good times.
Anyways, good aside. But the answer is.
Well, don't tell me yet.
Oh.
Okay, one
Oh,
of the
okay,
drinks was
okay.
poisonous, and then another drink was poisonous, but in a different way, so the poisons counteracted each other.
Okay, also a creative solution.
But not true.
But not the solution
Okay.
that it's saying.
She drank the iced tea so fast that it just did not process in her liver, and she just peed it all out really fast.
I mean, maybe
Okay,
that could be a
perfect.
thing.
Okay.
But it's a little bit, it has to do, I don't know, do you want me to give you clues or do you want me to just.
Can you give me a clue without giving it away?
I don't know.
Okay, sure. I'll take a clue, and if it gives it away, we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. There's not so much more to dissect about it, but it has to do with the actual drink, not a bodily function.
I
Hopefully
see.
that helps.
Maybe the poison isn't effective if it's cold. Is it in the ice?
Aha!
Nice.
There
Okay.
you go. Because the girl who drank them so fast, the ice never melted. The girl who drank it really slow, her drink had time to absorb all of the poison from the ice cubes.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Well done.
Good.
Well
What a
done.
sleuth you are.
Killed it.
You didn't see it, but we fist bumped.
We did.
Unironically.
Yep, on purpose.
Okay. So the next one we have. Ooh, there's a good one. Okay. This is called Rich People.
Okay.
This is the prompt. A man is found murdered on a Sunday morning. His wife calls the police, who question the wife and the staff and are given the following alibis.
Okay.
1. The wife says she was sleeping. 2. The butler said he was cleaning the closet. 3. The gardener was picking vegetables. 4. The maid was getting the mail. And 5. The cook was preparing breakfast. Immediately, the police arrest the murderer. Who did it and how did the police know?
Will you read the first 2 sentences again? Like, not the alibis, but the setup?
Yeah. A man is found murdered on a Sunday morning. His wife calls the police, who question the wife and the staff and are given the following alibis.
Sunday morning. There's gotta be...
You can see it if you want to read it.
Okay.
Because it might be helpful. Just don't click on it because it will
Yeah.
flip to the
Right.
answer.
I won't click on it.
Yeah. And I think it's very helpful to read it out loud or to read it and see the words. Almost too helpful.
I got it.
Yeah.
The maid.
Yeah.
Because Sundays, there is no mail delivered.
There you go.
There we are.
Yeah.
There we are.
That's why I'm like, this one's really good, but it's also almost too wordy, so
Right.
it's not. You have to see it again to remember what
Right,
everyone's
yeah.
alibis were.
Well, and I was like, I know that the alibis have to do with something that's in the very beginning set, which is why I had you read it again.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that was
Did you ever play with, and this is something that I've brought up to several people and no one ever knows it, except for specifically my cousins and specifically my brother. but they were cards that would have riddles like this, and on one side it would have the riddle, and the other side it would have the answer. And oh gosh, what were they called? Mind something? Mind? Okay, I'll look it up and I'll post it on the Instagram. And you'll have to
Yeah,
tell me.
we're
I
definitely
will.
gonna
I
do
swear
that.
to God, I will. Because I've been looking for people who know these, and they're just little riddle cards, and they're exactly like this. And they had like a main character sometimes that would show up, and some of them were math riddles, and they were always so fun. I I had them in my Nebraska house. I could have
No sparks of
brought them here.
recognition are coming to
That's
me,
okay.
but that doesn't mean that
You don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
fair.
I'd have
I
to see
used to
them.
bring them to summer camp sometimes because it was always fun to do riddles while we were on hikes. And so I'd bring the cards for new riddles that I didn't know either. It's a good time. Anyways, keep going. I'm ready.
All right. So this is one that I don't know the answer to, so we can noodle on it together.
Okay.
It's called cassette tape. A man was found dead with a cassette recorder in one hand and a gun in the other. When the police came in, they immediately pressed the play button on the cassette. He said, "I have nothing else to live for. I can't go on." Then the sound of a gunshot. After listening to the cassette tape, the police knew that it was not a suicide, but a homicide. How did they know?
I think I know what it is. But
Okay.
I'll let you think about it too.
Yeah, I have to think about it a little bit. One thing is that, like, you would have to stop the cassette player.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
too.
exactly. And, like, how would you be able to stop it?
Stop the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then be able to play again. So that's my thought.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
Okay,
Should we
switch
see if
it?
that's the case?
Yeah. If it was a suicide, the tape wouldn't be at the beginning.
There you are.
It had to be rewound.
Yep.
Yep. Where'd
Nice.
you two? That one was
Super
good.
skilled.
Super
We're really
skilled.
good at cassettes.
Okay. This one's called Dinner Time. A woman shoots her husband, then holds him underwater for 5 minutes. A little while later, they both go out and enjoy a wonderful dinner together. How can this be?
Shoots her husband
Yeah,
and holds him underwater for 5 minutes.
I know. It's oddly specific.
Well, I'm like, okay, she has to be shooting him
Not with a gun.
not with a gun.
Exactly. So you shoot with,
Syringes?
yeah, a shot, or like a drink
Medication?
shot?
Oh, maybe?
Or like a basketball shot?
Yeah.
Like sports ball?
Feels like it's less likely to be the basketball.
And then it also probably has something to do with holds him underwater for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Do you think that he got stung by a bee and she is giving him an anti-dye medication and then holding the bee sting underwater?
Well, I think it has something to do with like something develop. Oh, it's a camera.
Nice.
It's a camera. I was like, it's got to be something developing.
Nice.
But yeah, she's taking a picture of her husband, holds the picture underwater for 5 minutes so it gets developed, and then they go and have a dinner.
Perfect.
That's
Let's
gotta
see if
be
that's
it.
right.
Yep, she took a photo.
She took a photo. Nice.
I did not know that one ahead of time.
No,
that
you did
actually
very
came
well.
up
You sleuthed
in
it.
my mind. I was like, what other types of shots are there?
Interesting. I love
Okay.
it.
We've got a few more, and I'm trying to find ones that aren't so difficult. There's a couple number ones that we'd have to figure out and look at. Okay. This one is called Rooms. A murderer is condemned to death. He has to choose between 3 rooms. The first is full of raging fires. The second, assassins with loaded guns. And the third, lions who haven't eaten in years. Which room is the safest? I think I know this one already.
I'm reading the way we looked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't read this one beforehand, but we know. We
Yeah,
know.
we know.
It's the lions.
Right,
Because
they're
haven't-
dead.
They haven't eaten in years, so they're
Right.
dead.
Nice.
Granted, there might be some really bad diseases in there from some dead
Very
lions,
true. Very
but
true.
still, overall.
That's funny.
Alrighty, so we do know
Nice.
that one.
We killed it. Well, no, this one isn't murder related, but it was my favorite riddle growing up. Can I share it with
Of
you?
course, of course.
Okay. One of my favorite riddles growing up. You have a 2-storied house, and you're trying to figure out which switches downstairs go to which light bulbs upstairs.
Hmm.
And so there's like different ways for the setup of the joke, and I can't remember the one that has like 99 light bulbs, so we're just gonna say two.
Okay.
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 Because there's like the answer is relatively the same because you use kind of like induction to figure out the rest of them. But anyways, you have two light switches and you have two light bulbs. You can only travel upstairs to look at the light bulbs uh once.
Okay.
I lied. There have to be three, right? There have to be three. Okay, there
Yeah,
are
because
three light
it's gonna be
bulbs.
really easy if there was only two.
Like, wait a second. Am I off? Okay, there are three light bulbs and three light switches. You can only travel upstairs once. How do you determine which bulbs go to which switches?
Yeah, that sounds like something that I could figure out if I wasn't tired right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
But okay, so let's reason this out. If you turn on two light switches and then you go upstairs and then you see two lights on, you have you know exactly where one light switch goes for
Right.
sure. That's the same if you turn on just one light switch.
Right.
So, obviously, if you turn on all three, you'll be really good at figuring out if any of your light bulbs are out.
That's true. Let's assume that all of the light bulbs are in working order.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But I think it has to be some combination with that. You can only go upstairs once and
Right.
check. I feel like you have to turn two on.
Okay.
And then I feel like you have to come back down and then do something else.
Yeah.
Like switch them, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't actually know what the logic is.
That's okay. That's okay. Your singular clue is that these are not modern LED light bulbs.
Oh, so they like wink, they slowly fade.
No, but they do have another characteristic that helps them
Modern
stand
light
apart.
bulbs.
They're not modern.
Yeah,
They're
I know.
older,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think of what modern light bulbs have that older light bulbs don't.
Yeah.
They are warm, so you can like turn one on, wait for a while, and then okay, that's it.
That's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So you turn one on, wait for a while, and then you can either like turn that one off and then turn on a different switch. So the light that's on is the one that's on, and then the one that's warm but off
It
was
was
the
the
one
first one.
had been on. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Ta-da! You got
Ta-da!
there. Good job.
Well, I had to have help, but I was like, you
But
gotta
still.
turn two light switches on.
Right.
I don't know how you're gonna figure it out,
Yeah.
but you
What
gotta
else is
turn
gonna
two on.
happen? Yeah. No, but that was always my favorite riddle to tell people because I don't know, like a lot of riddles get told around the playground, and that was one of the only ones that like I felt like only I had ever like known it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't take it from somebody else. I think I got it from those like what is it called? Mind sweeper, mind boggler?
We're gonna really try to find them because I feel like it's been mentioned too many times to
Yeah.
not find them.
I'll pull it up. I'll put it on Instagram. You cross my heart. Okay. Let's go into mind fun little thing. We're
Let's do
honestly
it.
slightly more related than I thought we were gonna be, which is great because we said the word sleuth so many times.
Good. Good.
So,
Did we?
who is at
Sleuthing.
least more than once?
Cool.
Once was me, and then the other time was you, and I was like, I feel validated. So,
Perfect. And if this takes us to the end, my second little segment is not quite as fun as my first one, and I might just go back to my first one and do like, the other scenarios.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Who is the most famous sleuth that is in the fictional world?
Sherlock Holmes.
Perfect. I love that answer. I myself, growing up, huge Nancy Drew fan.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Also a sleuth.
I
And
agree. I
then
agree.
third, so thank you, Sherlock Holmes was one of them. Nancy Drew, another one. And then Agatha Christie with
Okay.
Hercule Poirot.
Is this like a Family Feud thing where we're trying to get the most popular answers, or are you just quizzing me right now?
No. So I have popular quotes from the different books from Sherlock Holmes, Hercule Poirot, and Nancy Drew.
Oh my god.
Okay?
I think you're assuming that I read them
That's
all,
okay.
and
No,
I
no,
have
no. I'm
not.
assuming that you did not read them.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
I'm going to read you a quote and I'm going to have you try and guess which person said it.
Okay.
So, little bit of background. Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character who lives in London. I can't remember the time, but like definitely pre-technology, horse and carriage, English gentleman. Hercule Poirot is like a French man with a mustache who's like a little uppity, in similar ways to Sherlock Holmes, but he's I don't know, a little more snippy, I think, which is just kind of fun. Have you seen any of his
Sappy.
movies?
No, I haven't.
Okay, okay, that's fair.
That
He's
one
fun.
is like the most. Honestly, I haven't even seen. I think I've seen like one of the Sherlock movies. Like,
Okay,
and I read maybe like one of the Nancy Drew books.
fair
So
enough.
I am not well acquainted. I just know adjacently.
That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna start with some easy ones.
Good. Good, good,
um,
good.
I read a bunch of Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew, very cute. She's like high school-ish aged, like smart, like witty, but also like just a girl, you know?
Just a girl solving
Yeah, she's
mysteries.
just a girl. And so yeah, so we'll start out with an easy one.
As a quick side note,
Yeah.
do you remember that one book series that was The Mouse Detective?
No.
Dang, I'm gonna try to find that too. That was a really good one. I think it was a play on Sherlock Holmes, but it was a mouse.
Amazing.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Okay. First one, we're starting very easy. Elementary, my dear Watson.
Okay, that's gotta be Sherlock.
Exactly.
Because
That's Sherlock
we know
Holmes.
Watson.
Okay, how about never underestimate a girl detective?
Okay, Nancy Drew.
Perfect.
We only got one female
Yeah.
up in here.
Yeah. Okay, and we're gonna get slightly more difficult as we go on, I
Oh my
think.
gosh, it's just gonna be shots in the dark from me. I'm just gonna be guessing.
Just try and imagine, like, is this a French man? Is this an English man? Or is this like a young, hip American girl in like the late 1980s?
Yeah, we pronounce the Frenchman's name again?
Hercule Poirot?
Hercule Poirot. I'm gonna try really
Yeah,
hard.
you could. I
Maybe
also
just
just have it in here as Cher, Nance, and Herc. So you
okay.
can just have it be. It looks like Hercules.
I'm just gonna try Perot. I feel like
Poirot.
I can remember Perot,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
the first name is hard for me.
No, that's super fair. Okay. Cool. The next one is solving mysteries is like solving a puzzle.
Solving mysteries is like solving a puzzle. That feels like a Nancy Drew line too.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
I see everything. I hear everything, and I put it all together.
Perot.
Very nice.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I feel like I'm
You're
getting
doing
all
so
of the
good.
answers on the test correct,
You're doing so
and I'm
good.
gonna get one wrong, and then I'm gonna be really sad.
Yeah. Do you want to know what books these are from? I also have what books they're
Sure,
from. Okay,
please.
that's from Appointment with Death. Okay,
Very mysterious.
beautiful. Yep. Also, I don't recognize half of these books, so don't worry if you get any wrong because they're not from popular books.
Cool. Amazing.
To a great mind, nothing is little.
To a great mind, nothing is little. I feel like, okay, I'm narrowing it down to either Nancy Drew or Sherlock Holmes because it feels a little bit more modern and less poetic. And for
Mm.
some reason, I associate like poeticness with French
Okay,
people.
fair enough.
But I'm gonna say Sherlock.
You're right.
Awesome.
You're doing great, Kiera. You are 5 for 5 right now. Proud
I'm
of you.
feeling very impressive.
Okay. The next one is when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Wow. That feels intense.
Yeah.
Feels like Perot.
It's Sherlock.
Dang.
That's okay.
Okay, fine. Londonites can
Londonites?
also be poetic.
Whenever you have I don't know how to do for all the time I spent in England, my English accent is crap.
I wish accents were easier for me, but they're simply not.
Yeah.
Simply
It's
not.
just tough. It's just tough. Okay, the next one, and that one was from The Sign of Four. and then the one before that was A Study in Scarlet. So
Ooh.
we're not doing any Hounds of Baskerville or whatever. These are kind of odd, but
No mainstream.
yeah. Okay. The next quote is, "There must be a logical explanation for everything."
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's always true.
Well, but these sleuths,
These
I thought this
sleuths.
one was quite possibly the most difficult one.
I think this is hard because it's kind of a simple line. Like it doesn't have as many context clues as some of the other quotes. The other ones feel like, okay, this definitely doesn't feel like a hip teenage girl would say this.
Yeah.
This one feels applicable to everyone. Like
Mm-hmm.
any character could say this.
Right.
With that being said, I don't think you would put three Sherlock Holmes in a row.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That would be
I
wild.
tried to throw you off by not doing all of them like every other. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
But
fair
three
point,
seems like
you
a lot.
say.
But also, see now I'm being my own detective. Be proud of me.
You're sleuthing.
I'm
Yeah.
sleuthing. I'm sleuthing so hard. But also I did have one teacher who made every single answer on a test we took C one time.
That's terrible.
She did in seventh grade. I very vividly remember it, and it just felt like you were doing everything wrong because you're like, I can't put C a fifth time.
Yeah. That's
That's
logical
yeah,
warfare.
it was ridiculous. I've seen like memes about it before, and I'm like, that actually happened to me. It was
I
very
believed
stressful.
it.
Very stressful.
That's so
Granted, I think it was like a 7 question quiz, so it
still
wasn't like a ridiculous amount, but it was enough.
fair enough.
So I am going to say Nancy Drew.
Very well.
Nice.
That was from The Clue of the Tapping Heels. One
Ooh.
of the ones I have not read on this list, actually. I think I've read all of the other Nancy Drew books that are on this list.
How
So
many are there? I feel like Nancy Drew
maybe
books,
like
there's like a wild amount.
24 or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
stupid.
It's
But
stupid.
they're fun. I think they're great books to give a wanting to read child.
Yeah.
A, feminine main character. B, she's smart and cool. C, it's like intrigue, but they're not scary. Like a lot of
Yeah.
times someone is dead, but it's like not in a like people are bad kind of way.
Yeah.
You know? It's like people are greedy and sometimes dumb,
Hmm.
but it's not like this person is like, unfortunately like mentally ill and ends up hurting other people because of it. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh man, old man Crowler really wants to take this money from the mine.
Yeah. And then the
So,
mine, yeah, fell down or whatever.
yeah.
I also think Nancy Drew is just nice because it has some permanence with the character, even though the story is different.
Right.
It's good for kids. They get to be acquainted with the same character doing different things.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And she, like, I don't know, my mom gave me this book a little while ago for a holiday, or maybe it was just a Happy Friday present. But it was just advice from Nancy Drew, and there are a bunch of different sections in it, and it was just a bunch of different quotes. That's kind of where I got this idea, honestly. But it
Aw.
was like Nancy Drew on friendships, and then there was like a bunch of different quotes from her books.
So
It was like talking about,
cute.
like, a girl with friends is never in need, or something like that, and it was just really fun. Yeah.
Childhood memories.
Super cute, super cute, super cute.
All
But
right,
anyways,
next quote.
okay,
Next
we
quote.
have 7 more.
7.
I
Okay,
know,
I
and some
gotta.
of them, like, you just might not get it. I just thought it was a funny quote.
Okay, cool.
So, okay. Instinct is a marvelous thing. It can neither be explained nor ignored.
Nor. Nor. It's gotta be a man, Sherlock or Burrow. Come on.
Fair enough.
I mean, it might not be. It just seems a little bit more. I'm trying to think of the language more than anything
Right.
because I think that's the biggest clue.
That's the smart way to go about it.
And gosh, I just don't know which between them. I my gut is saying it's Poirot, but I'm gonna say Sherlock.
It's pro.
Dang it. Okay.
You should have listened to your instinct because it's a marvelous thing.
I know.
Funny,
I just
funny.
went against the quote,
There you
but
are.
it just didn't feel right at the
Nah,
moment.
there you are, there
Okay,
you are.
I'll
Okay.
go with my gut. I'll be a little bit more instinctual.
There we are. Okay, the next quote is, being observant is the key to solving mysteries.
Sherlock.
Nancy Drew!
Dang it! Okay,
That's a Nancy Drew one. A lot of the Nancy Drew ones are shorter,
we're
I
falling
will
apart.
say.
We're falling apart.
You're just doubting yourself. Keep on getting in there. I feel like you still have a high percentage.
I mean, also, I just don't, I'm shooting in the dark a lot.
Right,
And
right.
I don't mind that, but I'm like, oof.
If you knew a little bit more of Agatha Christie's writing and stuff, you might have been able to do better with the whole Perot side of it, but yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
you
Whatever,
know.
whatever. Okay. Next one is the world is full of obvious things which nobody by any chance ever observes.
Perot.
Sherlock.
Dang it. My
So close.
percentages are going down.
That's okay. Okay, that
It's
one was from The Hound of Baskervilles, so I did lie
okay.
to you. I'm sorry. This
That's
next one is
okay.
also from a slightly more um recognizable title, I would say.
Just because it's recognizable does not mean I get it. Let's just put that
Fair
out
enough.
there.
Fair enough. That's yeah. I have definitely seen an adaptation of this book.
Okay.
That might be too much to tell you. Okay. The impossible could not have happened. Therefore, the impossible must be possible in spite of appearances.
Wow, that sounds really similar to a quote that you said earlier.
Yes.
They're not. I wonder if they are related. Um, feels like they wouldn't have been though.
Do you
But
want me to read the one from earlier?
yes.
The one from earlier was from Sherlock, and it said, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Yeah. Okay, it's just because they said impossible, but they actually do have different meanings to
Mm hmm.
them. They
Mm hmm.
do. They just kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah. But they do have a similar structure as well.
Read the quote one last time.
Mm-hmm. So the one that you're guessing right now is the impossible could not have happened. Therefore, the impossible must be possible in spite of appearances.
I'm gonna say Perot because of the therefore.
Very nice. Very
Nice.
nice.
Going
That
back to
is
my sentence structures.
The Murder on the Orient Express. Great
Nice.
movie. I have not read the book, but I did really enjoy the movie, and I have seen
Yeah.
it multiple times.
I've
So
only seen the movie too.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's that one, and then they have the murder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Cool.
Anyways, okay. Next one. I do not approve of murder, madame. It is against the law, and it is not polite.
Madame. Madame feels very French. But I don't know. Madame, it could also be like a situational
I'm
thing.
not even gonna lie to you. It's Mademoiselle.
Okay.
I was just like,
Correct. Yeah.
it is, it is. It's
Okay. Cool, cool.
I also just don't know how to say that word as well.
Madame, mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle.
Okay, see, that's the thing with taking French is you kind of get better at pronouncing letters that aren't or are there.
Nice.
But it's less applicable day to day than Spanish for us at least.
So,
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah, yeah. That's the only two choices we had in high school. French or
Love it.
Spanish. We went to a small high school.
Hey, there you go. And honestly, I feel like I am pleased with the Spanish education that I was able to get.
Easy.
Yeah, man. Okay. There are three more, and the last one's really just a joke. So,
Okay,
two more serious ones.
two more serious.
Being curious can lead to great discoveries.
Nancy Drew.
Yep, it's true. All of hers are short.
Yeah, and it feels still very impactful.
Yeah, yeah,
Still
yeah,
feels
for
good.
sure. Well, and also like written for a younger audience
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know, it's good. It is. It is. Okay. You see, but you do not observe.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You see, but you do not observe. I'm gonna go with Sherlock.
Why?
I just feel like he has some one-liners that are from like the one show that I saw. Feels like a one-liner he would say.
Yep, it is him. You're right. And it's from A Scandal in Bohemia.
Ooh.
Okay, the last one is I cannot trust a woman who wears mauve, Edgar. It is a color that says I am indifferent to everything.
Edgar. Wow. Also, mauve.
I know.
I'm not sure if anybody has heard of this game before, but it's called Hues and Cues. It's really hard for me to say Hues and Cues. I want
You're
to say
doing
who and
great.
who. And I once used mauve as one of the colors, and people did not get it at all. They were
Really?
so confused. It was just a wide smattering of purple to pink.
It's like a lipstick color, kind of.
I feel like it's a darker than dusty rose color.
Yes, I
Yeah,
would
it's a
agree with
purple
that
toned dusty
incredibly.
rose.
Yes.
That's my idea of mauve.
Yeah.
Well, you would have gotten it.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Just keep that in your mind
Mauve.
next time that we play.
Okay.
Also mauve. Okay, who is saying that? Also, who is Edgar? Edgar seems like would be in an older thing. Read me the quote one more time.
I cannot trust a woman who wears mauve, Edgar. It is a color that says, I am indifferent to everything.
Alrighty. So, part of me feels like you've been baiting me this whole time to be like, Nancy Drew has had all of these short things. And it feels like a very sassy thing to
Mm,
say,
true.
but it doesn't feel modern.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, but I don't, it doesn't really fit. Ugh. Edgar feels maybe French or English
Okay.
naming.
So we've narrowed it down.
Mauve. Who's saying mauve? I feel like Sherlock is a little bit more. I don't know Agatha Christie as. Shoot. Shoot.
I don't know.
I don't
What
know.
are you gonna say?
Ah,
This is for all the marbles.
for all the marbles, I'm feeling stressed. Um, 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 um. Okay. I'm saying Perot. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
You did very well, Kiera. I did not keep track how many you got right, but I'm sure you did more than half of them correct.
Which is great.
Which is very
Honestly,
impressive.
more than a third is great because there were three
It's
options.
true. It's true.
I feel super solid.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And that last one was from Mrs. McGinty's Dead. Which is just
Wow.
I thought that one was so funny. Cause I was like, I'm not gonna have time to find a bunch of quotes scouring the internet, so I did a little AIing, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a lot less scared of giving an AI prompts now that we did our previous episode. You should listen to some of our episodes if you haven't listened to previous ones. And yeah, so I had a bunch of fun, but I thought it was super funny that that was one of the quotes that, like, give me 25 iconic quotes for Hercule Poirot.
That's so fun.
And that one came up, so it was, yeah, a little silly.
I love that it was silly though, and it felt like it was enough context clues that I could narrow it down. I think I would be saying something very different if I didn't get it correct, obviously.
Sure.
But because I got it correct, I was like, wow, it feels like a great quote because I got it
Amazing.
right.
Yeah, no.
And
Well, and I tried to choose ones that were like I could imagine the character saying it, and then also give you a little bit of context on the character because you said you didn't know them super well.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
And I just knew the era of them, but I now I kind of want to watch more and will consume more media of them because some of them are well, they're all books and movies. Really.
Books, and a lot of the books have been made
Yeah,
into movies. Yeah.
exactly. But
I think Nancy Drew
super
got
fun.
made into a TV show, but it got weird.
Well, Nancy Drew also, I think it's had multiple forms of adaptations.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have a
That's
collection
cool.
of the OG yellow books
Those are good.
at my parents' house right now, so.
You know, last time I was at Costco, I saw they were selling a whole bundle of them.
No
The
way.
yellow OG. Well, they're not OG,
Right.
obviously, but they're
But
like
in the style.
rebranded in
Yeah.
style.
That's so fun.
Reminiscence.
Aw,
Yeah.
cute.
So maybe you'll need to get yourself a new copy. Just kidding.
Yeah.
You
Could
probably
be
don't
fun.
need two copies of the
Could
same
be fun,
book.
could be fun. Well, and I know I don't have all of them, but I know I have what is it? The Mystery of the Old Clock or something like that, and like something at Lilac Inn, Shadow Ranch, and like all of the earlier on,
Yeah.
like book one, book three, book five kind of situations, but I definitely don't have all of them, so
And
pretty
that's
fun.
also another thing about these kind of anthologies of books that are very like similar in maybe not similar in plot, but in terms of mystery genre,
Yeah.
following the same person, but you can jump in at any point. You don't have to read them sequentially,
Right.
which is cool.
Very
So you
true.
can just get whatever whenever you have them.
Very true.
As the final swan song to this evening,
Yes.
we want to hear if you've ever had any mysterious happenings happen in your life recently, a long time ago, whatever.
It's true.
My mysterious thing wasn't necessarily a positive thing,
Yeah.
but yours could be. It could be like a happy accident. You're like, why did this happen? I don't
Right.
remember. And we want to know what that is. We'll put a little poll or a little questionnaire in the video in the podcast description this time, and you can write in.
Yeah. And our descriptions are carefully handcrafted for you to read.
Dear
We
listener,
left a little Easter egg, per se, in the last episode's description because, I was writing it kind of late at night. I was a little sleepy. I couldn't think of much to write for it. And so I just wrote in every part of the description, let us know if you read the description. And I can't say that we got any responses on that one, so.
no one is clicking the read more tab. That's okay.
I'm not saying that you should read the description. I'm saying that you can. And, if you do fill out our little polls, we love it. And we'll read that and it'll make us happy. So,
Well, we do always read them, and it's fun to see sometimes when people vote and
yeah,
things like that, or when there's little write-ins and
that's a
stuff
little
like that.
mystery for us because most of the time it's anonymous
Yeah,
on
it
the
is.
polls.
Yeah, on the poll, I think the polls are completely anonymous, and
Yeah.
then maybe the write-ins we can see, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also might be able to denote it based on like your side of the podcast if your screen name gets shown or not,
Right.
or if it's just anonymous.
That makes sense.
But they're super fun for us to read, so if you want to put down anything you'd like, we'll have a little prompt for this one, and we always have prompts or polls. Sometimes it's just, what did you think of this, which is the generic one, but we try to put something fun in.
Right. Very fun. And you can look forward to listening to more episodes from us in the future. We post on Spotify and YouTube every Wednesday. We have an Instagram. I'm gonna put that, oh my god, Mind Trap? I think it's Mind Trap.
That sounds familiar.
I think that's what it is. I'll share that game, and Kiera will share the thing that she was talking about.
Which was what?
We'll remember it by listening back to this episode and editing.
Totally.
And yeah, give us a little follow, give us a rating, share us with your friends, share us with someone that you think is mysterious. Share us with someone you think might have said some of the quotes that were said tonight.
Ooh.
Does someone in your life think that a woman who wears mauve is indifferent to everything? Maybe.
Do you have any sleuths in your lives?
It's true.
Who's good at escape rooms, murder mysteries,
Finding IDs.
Oh man, yeah. If you find my ID, please let me know. Reach out anytime. If you find an ID that says my name,
DMs open.
DMs are open for you, and hopefully these mysteries can be solved because I had a rough weekend.
Yeah.
But thank you again so much for listening. We really appreciate it, and we will talk to you next time on
Arguably speaking.
Bye.
Bye.